Alright, hello there. I am Puppo1. How's everyone doing? Good morning. And this is AOS Virtual Person 2, Show 9A. And we're getting ready to start the MMA Division's 5th spot chance qualifiers. So we have 4 of them, and there's also going to be 4 for the Absolute Division. So we're starting with the first one. As you can see right here, it's going to be 4 of my characters. The one where you see the name Hero, that is the newest character. He's called the One Hero, and he's the newest character I made. So without further ado, let's get started. And we're going to go right into the matches. Well, the setup of the matchups or whatever. Alrighty. Oh yeah, the other thing is, today is the start of us using the new rules. Turn down the sound for it won't mess up me talking or whatever. Like today we get to implement the rules or whatever like that. I gotta. Oh yeah. Oh damn it! I didn't even check. No, I gotta check and make sure because who knows what could happen, and I don't want to start the matches and then we don't know if it's got everybody's stuff on here. So we're just gonna check everybody because these characters that you see right here that I got on the screen, these characters right here are for the first 2 qualifiers or whatever like that, because I was able to put 5 characters because you see 2 of them came from the same thing or whatever like that. So I'm just trying to make sure everybody's on here with their move sets. Alright. Alright, so now we can go into this. Even though I know that their stuff would have been on there, I always like to double check because who knows what happens and stuff like that. So we have him, Mr. G. Oh, he was this way right there. And then we could go back the way we came and we could find the other 2 people. Oh yeah, we gotta put Hero on there and then we put Victor. Right? Only Mr. G, Hero, Victor. Yeah, that's how it goes. I know it's MMA division, but now everything else we gotta look at here. So let's look at those new rules. Now I had a video where I explained in complete detail the changes and the rules to like several different match types and stuff like that. So that information is out there for those of you who want to know more about it. Yeah, more detail and why I decided to do that. It's just that I wanted people to end a match in the first round with I want more people to be capable of ending the match in the first round through KO as well as with submission. Alright, so we have, these are the rules. We have 5 minutes, 1 round, 3-point scoring system. Only 2 knockdowns you need to win. 2 points for knockdowns. Blood referee stoppage is on. Give up is on. Takedowns are free. Rope escapes are turned off. Time decisions turned on. And bell save is turned on as well. Alright. Now, before we get started, all matches have for the MMA division, you only need 2 knockdowns to win. And the reason that it's a 3-point scoring system because you can't set it to 2. The options are for the scoring system, you have 3 points, 5 points, 10 points, and 15 points. And just turn it off if you don't want it or make the points free. I tried making the points free and still having a scoring system for the other things. Like, I thought you could do that where you could have a limited amount of points. I think that would be cool on this game. That way I could set up my score system, and if the fight goes to a decision, then it depends on who had more points with do this or that, who wins and stuff. But you can't really do that on here. Also, I don't think I really tried that before. But anyway, those are the rules. So let's see. Change this to 5 minutes. 3 points. Nope. 2 points for knockdown. Give up is turned off. This is a blood stoppage. Time decision. Bell save is on. Turn off quick match. Make takedowns free. Make rope escapes turned off. 1 round. Alright, we can get started. Now, the thing with all this is like, you see right here, the reason I know this is takedowns, because takedowns, you can set them 1, 2, or 3 points, or they can be free, because there's no stopping you from being able to use takedown, because several moves are takedowns. But rope escapes, you could make those free or turn those off. So that's the difference, or whatever like that. And I'm thinking of making rope escapes free for the combatants, you know, and stuff like that. You know, instead of having 1 point for that, and because like there's 1 point for takedowns, wherever and stuff like that. So rope escapes may become free on the game and stuff like that. You know, and you get 1 point for takedowns. I don't know. But anyway, everything's set up. We got everything the correct way. Let's go over it real quick. Right. Alright. Yep, we can get started. Oh yeah, make sure it's on the hardest difficulty, which it already is. We can get started. Enjoy the match. Oh, and as you already know, I am not doing commentary for none of the qualifiers. So I'll start doing commentary again when we get to the, what's the name, show 9B. Enjoy. Alright. Correct. Only. Well, Mr. G, he did pretty well in the match, but you gotta get the knockdowns. Knockdowns are more important than ever, dude. Because, one, they're the only way of scoring points, and in a 5-minute match, you gotta be thinking about that. You know, that gotta be in the back of your head. You don't have that much time. You only have the 5 minutes. You don't have no extra rounds. So, you gotta be thinking about that when you're in qualifiers. As you move up in the ranks, you get more times, you get less options for victory and stuff like that, especially with like MMA, the absolute division, the KO division. once you get to no more contenders matches, you can't win by blood stoppage no more. You know, that's no longer a viable option. So you gotta win by, you gotta get the knockdowns and stuff like that. You know, or you gotta get the finish if you want to win some certain matches. What? My bad. I don't know why I was letting that play through. All right. Congrats to what's the name? To Victor. He wins. I was kind of rooting and kind of was thinking that what's the name was gonna win. Hero. Also, Hero. The way Hero looks, his look or whatever is the way Hero looked on the way what's the name the way Papa 01 or Papa Kells or whatever you want to call it. That's the way he used to look on WrestleMania 2000 as far as like the outfit and stuff goes and stuff. Yeah. His ring gear and stuff. The tats and stuff. Alright. We're at the finals. Enjoy. I don't know who's gonna win it. I don't know who's gonna win between Hero and Oni if Hero had won either. So who knows? But like I said, I'm happy with who won because like this lets you know with Victor winning that if Victor wins this lets you know why I like I'm gonna start putting some of my characters that I create that usually go into the KO division and the MMA division because now if you only need 2 knockdowns they can beat basically almost anybody. But Victor, who's a boxer and everything else, he used martial arts style, and now he's finna go get somebody who used shoot wrestling. The shoot wrestling style. So let's see what happens. Because a lot of my characters who be in the KO division do use shoot wrestling, but I don't put them in the MMA division because their finishers tend to be, moves that do KO damage instead of submissions. Their finishers. You know what just weirded me the fuck out? Why is Crazy Fred on the outside, and who the heck is he supposed to be cornered? I mean, who he supposed to be out there as the manager for? I just noticed that towards the end of the match, and I just started thinking like, I'm gonna let the match play out, but like, what the fuck? Congratulations to Oni. He will be moving on to the fifth spot chance at show 9C for the MMA division. But like, I was just thinking like, why is he out there? Like, why? Why was he out there for? Like, what? Alright, that basically ends the video right there. You can stop the video now. Yeah, so like, I may do a video also that explains the differences, at least for me, for why I prefer doing virtual pro wrestling 2 simulations versus doing the computer versus computer simulations with No Mercy or WrestleMania 2000. Now I'll tell you what makes each of them great, and it has to do what makes these two games great has to do with Create a Wrestler, right? No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000, right? Virtual Pro Wrestling do the whole shebang is good and stuff like that. You got the different types of styles. You can have your character do pro wrestling, martial arts, or shoot wrestling. You can have pro wrestling matches or MMA matches. I mean, as far as like No Mercy goes, it was like I think the only 64 game where you could actually climb the ladder, or you had a few different match types and stuff like that. And it had a lot more moves and stuff like that. A lot more moves and stuff like that with No Mercy. You got a lot more variety as far as like the back grapple finishers, a lot more strikes and stuff like that, and different types of grapple moves and stuff like that. So that made No Mercy better in that regards. It has way more moves and matches and stuff like. Well, not way more matches, but way more types of moves and stuff like that. Yeah, it had a few more match types. I think they had Slobber Knocker or something that's similar to it, a survival style match or some other stuff. But the weapons did disappear, which were okay, I guess, but they could get a little bit annoying because they'll be in the ring and you gotta try to run around them because you couldn't run through them. But you only have to worry about them disappearing all the time. I think they should have been more so like the weapons, because like one thing that the game what's it called, WWF Attitude and ECW Hardcore Revolution. One of the things they did get right with those games was that like weapons had a deterioration, as in like they had a breakage thing. Like you only had so many uses of the weapons before they break and then they disappear and stuff. That's what I liked about that game. You know, other than that, like the fighting was kind of whack because like like it was set as a 2D fighters like mechanics because it was created by Acclaim, and Acclaimed is the ones who made Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. So that's why the fighting style was the way it was, but it had wrestling moves and stuff. I didn't really like the what's the name, the way you did moves and stuff like that, and all the other crap is in there. But like, what I basically did was like, ready moves were never the finishers for any characters I created. Instead, it was either a tie up or the back grapple or a high flying move or something. That was always your finisher. And then like ready moves was kind of like at the low end of your moves and stuff like that. Those type of moves. Or your finisher could be a running move or stuff like that. That way you can actually use them and stuff like that. Yeah, I found the way around all that stuff, but what's it called? Attitude is a good wrestling game. WWF Attitude on 64. That's a good wrestling game, but it's barely anything on there in comparison to what's the name? WCW Hardcore Revolution. I mean ECW Hardcore Revolution. I didn't mean to say WCW. Yeah. So that's the bare bones minimum with that stuff with like of what I can tell you about the differences with those games. Also, if we're talking about with the 64 wrestling games for THQ and AKI or whatever like that, WCW NWO Revenge, it has unpredictability as far as like what can win a match and stuff. Because I had stuff where I did recordings and like people won matches with simply with the schoolboy roll up after doing like what's it called, what, a scoop slam, all sorts of things you could win matches with, because like there's a little bit more unpredictability because the AI can win with almost any type of move. And I think I was doing that stuff with like the game on the hardest difficulty, which is just plain hard. That's the highest difficulty for the rest of these THQ, AKI wrestling games and stuff like that. But Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, I like the smartness of the AI, and not just singles matches but tag team matches, because like for whatever reason, all three of these games, the THQ ones and stuff like that, the AI is, at least for my part, where I try to do simulations, they're not too intelligent. But they, for whatever reason, if I'm playing the game, they seem a little bit more know-how when you're playing against them, but not when they're playing against each other. Which is, I hate that type of stuff that goes into certain games. Like, and that's what a lot of fighting games like. The fighting game, if you ever notice that with certain fighting games, if you're playing against the computer, you know, the computer is, I guess they like give you a handicap of some kind and make like them react to stuff a certain way, or make them be able to like predict what you're going to do or something, or give them like a few frames advantage for like they can block or do this if they time it well enough or whatever like that. Versus like when they fight each other and it looked like, what? What? Wait, when I try to go for that combo, it never works. For whatever reason, when a computer go against it or try for that combo against itself, it can do it well enough. and stuff like that. Other thing is like time limits and stuff like that. Like with the pro wrestling games or fighting games or any game of that magnitude, because like the computer, like if you see like if you ever played like a fighting game or something like that, you know the time is running down and like you got the health lead, so instead of going forward, you stay back and you try to win on time because there's only like 10 seconds left. The computer, for the most part, with most fight games I play, no matter how hard difficulty is, they automatically are to go forward and attack, no matter if they got the health lead or the health deficit, no matter what the time say and stuff like that. Like another example, but let's say another example, but without no time limits. Like the battle royales and the survival matches with like 5 or 6 people in the ring at the same time, battle royale, and like you got to win by pinfall or submission or KO or something. Like the AI will never play it safe or smart or whatever like that, or never do the smart thing like what I usually do, where I do the 6-man matches and stuff like that. If I'm actually playing the game, what I do is I go after the person who is going to give me like the least problems in the match. Like, so the person whose moves will do the less damage or a finisher that I know I can always kick out of. That's who I'm wrestling. Because everybody's going to find a partner and fight them. And then once I eliminate my opponent, what I do is I sit on the back end and I watch and just watch them fight, because 9 times out of 10 they're not going to target you. They just continue to fight whoever, especially if you're at a good distance away. And I look to see who is getting hurt the most, and then like once I find out who is like basically like if I use a finisher, I'll automatically beat them. I help them out instead of watching them get taken out. I'll help them out and beat up the person who's obviously fresher, or who's more of a threat, because the other guy I can take him out any second. So I'll help them out, and that way I have somebody weak who I have to worry about instead of somebody who's capable of making me have to wrestle a lot longer again and stuff like that. So that's how I used to do my tactics on SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. I used to just see who's who and see who's winning and stuff like that. As I defeat my opponent, then I'd be like, all right, I'm either going after him or I'm going after him. Who will be the opponent for me? And, I'll just go about it that way. But yeah, that game was fun. I may put it back on here. Yeah, I could download the what's the name and download it on the new phone and then send it over here to the old phone. And yeah, cause like there was also some stuff on there for on that website, the what was it called, the safe ROMs and stuff like that. There was some stuff on there for what's that, for SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, as far as like the crafts for like Marvel characters or DC characters or something like that. But that game was good because like I like the way they did attributes. The attributes had to go because like every type of move was either power, speed, technical, or rough, which is like the brutal one or whatever like that, or like brawler type of moves and stuff like that. And like that's how the moves are set up. So like since you didn't get too many attribute points anyway, I will always pick like 2 out of the 4 possibilities for my characters or whatever like that, as far as like offense is concerned, and then had at least enough points for defense for all characters and stuff like that. So I think all my characters had a defense of like 2 or 3 for all those categories as far as the points. And then as far as offense, I only picked it for 2 of the categories or whatever like that. So a character was either speed and power, or speed and technical, or speed and rough, or they was power and technical, or power and rough, or technical and rough, or whatever like that. So those 6 viable options for me when designing the character, as far as like what moves I was gonna pick for them for offense and stuff with that game. Anyway, that concludes this video. That was just me talking a little bit towards the end, but it was all about wrestling stuff, so it's all good, you know. Let's talk about the stuff. Once again, congrats to what's his name again? Oh yeah, congrats to Oni. He won. Like, he pretty much dominated. I think no, he didn't dominate against Mr. G. Mr. G was giving him a run for his money. But once he got knocked down, it just snowballed, and then he got the second knockdown, and then it was just over. He kind of dominated Victor, but that's because Victor didn't even really get to get any offense off, and then got the 2 knockdowns, and it's over after the 2 knockdowns. Why the heck did it not move it? Oh, I did not select it to be moved. That's what happened. I'm like, why the heck did I thought I pressed the word? I thought I selected move or whatever. Alright. Yeah, so we're gonna get done with all this today as far as these recordings. They'll probably be up sometime throughout the day. Cause I also got the 3 matches already for done for the qualifiers for the PW division as well. Yeah. So alright. Until the next one later, and coming up will be the 2nd qualifier for the MMA division. Peace. Oh, I was supposed to go right here.